Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you. Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yay!
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
Just my silence, ghost riding the whip, the mask up, live ender, busting up your threats and returning them to sender. Step into me, you better bring a nation as I wreck you to the population. It's that umbrella guy on the verbal flamethrower, notching up the belt, not just some lame shower, cranking up a stream just to show what's beneath. I'm masked up, baby, but I'm still sporting teeth. With one bling to rule them all and one bling to blind them. Iced out, grilled up, hunting knowing we'll find them. The E-homes are always flammable and will ignite you. Calling out the games you play just to spite you. I'm still standing. I'm still standing.
All right, what a day today it has been. Man, oh man, oh man. On the filing front, it is a crazy one. What's up, Miss Megalodonus Foe? How's it
I will
going?
just be sitting here waiting for you to say I was right.
What were you right about?
I believe that the court prognosticator, said that Judge Grebe was going to drop the hammer. And I believe you said, I want to believe, but I don't think so.
No, I didn't say I don't think so. I said I want to believe. Yeah,
That's
no,
true.
I don't think so, though.
All right, but I still need a check mark in the column of I was right.
Yeah, or did we put it against the I was wrong about belief? Oh, wait. No, I'm just playing with you. No, it feels good. Today was crazy for real. Like,
Yeah.
all jokes aside, it has been a pretty spicy one. You got that. You have Paint Chips seeming to really want to lose a case for himself right off the bat.
Oh my God. I don't
Oh,
even, this guy is such a clown, such a clown. It upsets me that our judiciary is having to waste its time reading ridiculous things from people like this. And I hate to even think how many of these people there are in probably every circuit court in the whole country, every federal court in the whole country. Do you ever wonder why courts take so long? He's why.
yep.
Him and people like him who clog up the courts with their useless bullshit filings and trolling. He's trolling the court.
Well, it's a good way to. One thing I would love to see a motivated judge. Unfortunately, that is the judge
That's
we
not
just
going to
talked
be
about.
Blythe, though. No.
Yep.
I have no faith in that one. I'm still saying that he's too lazy. Judge Blytho is too lazy to actually look at this case and the details and the facts involved and the people and their backgrounds. He's too lazy. He thinks he's very important and he has all kinds of other important cases and he doesn't need to pay attention to this one because he's chalked it up as a circus. So he will not pay attention. He will probably not even read that. I bet he won't even read that heading that we're talking about.
Oh, that's why you gotta point it out. Even then, I mean, he has let so many stupid things go. But these people, the whole allegation against these morons is that they are reputational harm on legs. And well, boy, they certainly are trying to prove that, aren't they?
Yeah. And of
When you call
course, we
somebody
all know that Paint Chips wrote the filing that has gone in recently, and he claimed that it's his father. Everybody knows that Paint Chips wrote it because of the way he writes. It's very, very, very easy to tell who wrote it. And I mean, my God, it's ridiculous.
It is. It will be. It'll be something to read. The filing though that really hit today. I mean, the thing that hit hard, and the ecosystem will be in. They'll be crying themselves to sleep about quite a bit. Was like you said with Judge Grape. He rolls in and he's like, you know what? Sanctions.
Yup.
He also says, what's that thing? Oh, yeah, for a Halloween present, you're going to have to be deposed anyway.
Yup.
Oh, my God. What a day. What a day.
What a day.
I was out I had to go all the way to Vanderbilt today, messing around with that crap. And I've noticed this. If I have a major, just like when you go on any long extended out, if I go to a actual big hospital or doctor, something hits while I'm driving. Have you noticed that? Because I'll call you every time. If you think about it, I'll call you while I'm driving and be like, what does that filing say? I can't read it, I'm driving.
Yes.
It didn't fail. I was like, mother.
That's
but at the
why
same time,
I invested in the Speechify, because I could just send it straight to Speechify and it can read it to me while I'm driving. See,
yeah, I would have if I wouldn't have been in the car while I was rolling. I would send it over. I saw something drop in my in the email where somebody had sent something over, and I was like, oh my God, and then world blew up between that and Paint Chips dropping. What was it? 55 pages.
50 pages of absolute dumbassery. It's so bad. And also, here's another reason why it's him. Because that heading where he completely defames Jeremy Hale with disgusting allegations in a federal filing, calling him an alligator effer and a degenerate homosexual. Yes, that's what he said.
Yeah, aren't those guys though? Weren't they the same ones that tried to weaponize?
Yeah, they said he was homophobic. They are everything they say that he is. And by him here's how it's him. For one, he's the only one saying things like that. And for two, he brags about litigation privilege. which is true. Now, that's the only time that you can say defamatory things is in a court filing. And so this is his nod to his litigation privilege joke. Yes, he's allowed to say ridiculous, untrue, defamatory things in a court filing, and he cannot be held accountable for it. Now, he could be held in contempt of court, though. I don't know why he's screwing around with the judge like that. Probably because Bolitho has shown to be a paper tiger with absolutely no balls.
I don't know. He's done this in other courts too. So,
well, and what have those judges done to him?
Yeah,
Nothing.
exactly. That's what it is. You know, when you don't see anyone do anything, that's when people become
bold.
They become convinced no one will ever do anything to them.
Yep.
I mean, why wouldn't they feel that way? Honestly, though, I mean, but at the same time, it's like they're trying to lose their. Again, they're proving their, Hale's point. They are very much so. It's like when you're making certain types of allegations are reputational. They're damaging, and there's parts of what he said that definitely could be, but. God, all of those teamed up. You know who they haven't helped? They haven't helped Lynette Preston at all.
Nope.
Oh my God.
You know what I would love to know? I would love to know how Bruce Manskin and Lisa Lee and Lynette, how do they all feel about their hired gun, Richard Luthman, putting that garbage in a federal filing in their case they are also being sued in. I wonder how they feel about that. The guy that they most likely paid to do their dirty work, do they think they made a good choice now, or do you think they might be regretting it?
Certain ones are not. Okay, so you name like 2L. I don't think they're smart enough to understand.
Oh no, she'll probably laugh about it. She'll probably think it's super funny. To put stuff like that in a federal filing. I don't think the judge will find it funny, but then again, like, I don't know if he'll do anything. But also, do they know how it makes them all look?
Yeah, it makes them look guilty. That's their problem.
And crazy.
Yeah.
And crazy. Like, not just guilty, crazy. No one talks like that in federal filings to judges. No one says things like that. That's just not the way this works. It's not the way any of this works.
Well, apparently, until they're told otherwise, that's the way it works for them, though. But like I said, again, even if they don't bury them for it, they again are out there proving this point. They are reputational harm, and a reputational harm that it never stops.
Mm.
Man. Lynette crying about this today too. Randy lied about me.
God.
Oh my God. Oh, I've been very entertained today. I have. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it can't get any funnier, can it? Oh, it does. It always does.
It always does. Don't even start talking like that, because then all hell's gonna break loose.
Yeah, well, hey, I welcome it. I'm like, come on, baby. Let's bring it down, and the price is wrong. Yeah.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah, yep. Man. I love the fact that, like, John Cook was so convinced that all of this stuff would work out. He was bragging about how they had this set up for weeks. He scheduled it out. I'm sorry, 2 months ago. I said 2 weeks. 2 months ago. Yeah. Well, see, this has been their problem. They're so dumb that they go out, and he says things like this in chats. I've had double shoulder injections that were scheduled out 2 months ago. So when they let's pull up that little protective order. We'll pull up her attempt, and then we'll show what the judge actually had to say about it, because he didn't seem to be very amused today. We kept telling him, by the way, Lynette, we have told you repeatedly that this stuff is a bad idea. Now, I imagine that you've had this is my guess, but this speculation I think would be pretty spot on. I think you've had 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 people chirping in your ear, 4 giving you lawyerly advice saying that you could file this. You should wait until the last minute to file it, and you would have no problem whatsoever. Now, you notice that's not true. You just did. Now,
And
what
we
they're
told
probably
you it
also
wouldn't be true. We
Oh,
told
yeah,
you this is a bad idea.
it's a terrible idea.
We told
But
you
she,
to show up for your deposition. You never do the things we tell you that you should do. And I'm telling you, we've given you good advice every time. If you had done that, you wouldn't have this right now.
well, she's convinced, I imagine, that bankruptcy is going to get her out of everything. And that's another thing. We're like, no,
No,
it
it's
doesn't
not.
work that way.
At the
You
very best case scenario, she just gets more time and more delay. But
Yeah.
it will not stop. As soon as bankruptcy court is over, even if it gets reinstated, once it's over, it does not disperse debts that involve fraud and defamation.
Yeah.
And it does not disperse a sanctions, because this sanctions involves fraud.
Yeah. It's stuff that you do willfully,
Yeah.
wantonly, maliciously. Those kind of
Mhm.
things. When you do something maliciously with malice, it's not like accrued debt that you picked up, with your medical bills. There's different
Yeah,
things.
there's a
There are different
difference.
levels.
Bankruptcy.
doesn't
There is no
understand that.
bankruptcy in America that can get rid of your debts for fraud and defamation or malicious acts. There's no such thing. You have to pay those.
She's convinced that, she's had people chirping. I hope for your sake, Lynette, when this stuff, when it goes sideways for you and you find out that doesn't, I hope you remember the idiots that gave you that advice. And
It wasn't us.
you react
It wasn't
accordingly.
us.
That's
It's
right.
certainly, you can't blame us. We told you the right thing to do. We told you to drop Bruce, get a real lawyer, and show up to your depositions and stuff, and
By
do
the
what
way,
you were
folks,
told.
just a note, I'm going to show you how we got here, but there is a new thing today. Okay. So when I'm showing you how we got here, I don't want you to think that's like some repeat. Like today, there was a bomb that went off, and it is amazing. It is, she pays, she pays big time for everything.
Judge Grebe was not playing around when he said, "You're in over your head. Somebody's going to be writing a check."
Yep.
He knew then he was going to be ordering sanctions in this case.
Yep.
And he gave her the best advice he could have given her. Get a lawyer, and do not do this on your own.
Get a gladiator tug that says, "Are you not entertained?" Well,
How do
maybe I
we not
something
have
for
that
us.
already?
Actually,
You
I
must
have
have
this.
that.
Are you not entertained?
Speaking of that, though, I do have to say the constant drumbeat of Jeremy Hales is doing this for content. Jeremy Hales is doing this for content. He would have to be some kind of psycho to want this in his life. His content was never about this crap. It was about finding treasure and coin pushers and fun and teaching people how to have their own businesses. And this was not the focus. Yes, he would occasionally get into a tiff with somebody and have to take them to small claims court or whatever, but no one would want this. No one. And there's no way he could come out even.
No, that's the kicker. I mean, the real thing there is no way that you make money this way. So the whole idea where somebody calls this some kind of money making scheme. Well, the problem in that is you don't make money.
Exactly. He's losing money. And I believe he's hiring experts that are going to prove it. And it's going to be really interesting to watch these people try to justify this. He has been losing money. There's no way you can be involved in this many lawsuits paying out the kind of money he's paying with lawyers $400 an hour and actually making it up. He's not.
No.
He's barely making ends meet.
I mean, honestly. I mean, the stress of that, like I said, as many times as we've said it, this is not a case you would wish on a person. It's coverage wise, it's like a dream case. It's like, oh my God, this is amazing. But
yeah, for us.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not
Coverage
for the
wise,
person,
but not for the
not for the
person.
person who's in it.
No.
God, but to accuse him constantly of doing this stuff for content, it's just gross to me. It's completely absurd, and I don't know how anybody could believe it. I really don't, because most of his content is not about.
I don't think they do believe it. That's the thing. I don't actually think they believe that at all.
God, they've said it so many times. It
shot.
Feels like they believe it.
Yeah, well, you've got to have an excuse that something they can feed to their audience. They got to have some lie that they repeat, like, as a drum beat over and over again. If they repeat it enough, maybe somebody will pick it up. I think some of their idiots probably, have latched on to it, but I don't think they believe it, honestly. I mean, when they look at it, they know there's no way you can make money this way. There's no way at all. God, man. Some of these emails that Paint Chips has, while we're talking, I'm still redacting, I'm trying to set it up where we can, look at these in the next few days. And my God, the amount of redacting you have to do.
He's so insane.
He tags in everybody and their mama. And I would just write over all of it, and be like, forget all of that. But I really want people to notice things like him tagging in Belitho. I think that's, when he's tagging him into his crazy FBI complaints. And I want him to notice that he's tagging in Bruce too. One of the things that you find in this stuff is he's tagging in all his conspirators, and then at the end he's tagging in, because he doesn't tag in us, which is funny. He doesn't tag in quote unquote journalists like Bruce tries to camouflage or obfuscate what he's doing. Now this guy, he tags in all these other places, then he tags in all his fake quote unquote journalists, all the people he's created, then he tags in his conspirators, and then he harasses Jeremy. So he always tags in his conspirators. It's kind of amazing when you look at these emails. It's one of the habits that he has. He'll probably try to rectify and stop doing that now, but it's a little too late, But
he's
here,
such a strange character. You know what I heard about Luthman? I heard that when he got served in Dinesh's case, when the attorney served him after a court hearing, that he started crying.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he puts on such a front, like this big tough guy front. But apparently there were witnesses that said Luthman started crying when he was served with a subpoena.
Oh man. Well, he did run. Remember how they all talked about how, they were just they wanted to be served. They wanted it all. Now, which one has actually come up and it's stepped up and accepted? Like who, when you look at them, how many of them have gone and tried to dodge this? Because all of them were like, oh, I want to step up. I want to tell who this guy really is. They all talk this big fucking game.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Well, it's, again, like he mentioned, paper tigering, man. There's a lot of paper tigers in this bunch. A lot of roars from paper tigers. So this is what Michelle does to get herself into trouble. If you didn't for some reason keep up with this, she was supposed to come in and have deposition. We're talking about the thumbnail case, because the thumbnail case, remember, that was her case. She brought it. She was warned not to let the thing set for over X amount of days, because you have a safe harbor rule. She could have brought it, dropped it, been good to go. She could have had her moment in the sun. They could have had their moment for content. Like that's what it looks like they tried anyway. But they ended up dropping him. Now, Bruce, of course, came forward and said, there's no way you could get sanctions off. Remember that, by the way, Michelle. Bruce also said you would never be sanctioned as part of this. Well, you already have been. Okay, so you've already been hit once and you'll be hit again. You got hit today. And it'll happen again. So remember, he was wrong about that. What else will he be wrong about? But you end up with your lawyer at the time in the crosshairs because you brought this vexatious litigation. Now, your lawyer wanted out of it. He did everything he could, but he passed away before anything got resolved. Then you get a new judge in this. You have Randy say, "Hey, I want to depose Michelle Preston," and the day before, like not even an entire day, like almost right, it was like right before closing, you have Michelle Preston drop this in. Now, this was a terrible idea. Like, imagine a judge sees you do this. You've set up all this cost, and Michelle, the reason I'm belaboring this point is because I really want you to understand what happened to you. Randy, he had to, first of all, Jeremy has to pay Randy to be at a courthouse. They have to pay somebody that's ready to take deposition. They couldn't call any of that stuff off. They'd already had it set up. Judge cannot rule on it to do what you want to do. So the judge, he doesn't have time to say, sure, let's do it at another day. You put this in, of course, you're going to have a problem. Now, her excuse for this, as she says it here, is that her husband suffers from a medical condition wherein he requires time-sensitive treatment. Now, funny enough, his time-sensitive treatment, according to him, are injections. He has double shoulder injections that have been scheduled 2 months out. Now, let's say, first of all, it's not your husband. It's your ex-husband. But let's say, for the sake of argument, you knew about this 2 months out. Why didn't you respond and note that? Because I'm sure you were told legal strategy-wise, this is the way you should play it. So you have a scheduled appointment for the date of that on October the 1st. Now, you also throw in the bankruptcy hearing, which wouldn't have mattered on this day anyway, but it ends up getting hit because of the government. Whoopsie. And now it's going to be decided on the papers that have been filed. It's not even going to have a hearing anymore. So, oh, by the way, you mentioned, this was something we were mentioning last night. They keep saying that the bankruptcy is back on.
Yeah, I know they're saying that, but that's not what the order says. It says it will be decided whether or not it's back on based on the filings alone with no hearing, which is what we said. The hearing was canceled. Yep.
So we have no idea what will happen with that. And again, they act like people don't want. See, this is the thing. I really hope Michelle Preston catches out of this. The people that she doesn't like she should, for me, what would amuse me the most, I want the bankruptcy to happen. I absolutely want it because it's going to, as far as courts, it's going to cause you some real problems. In fact, maybe you should start asking yourself if the people that are telling you to do this stuff, are they acting in your best interest? I feel like somebody's trying to put her in jail, man. Oh my God. So what happens today? Let's pull this up. By the way, appreciate there are over 3,000 folks here. Appreciate all of you. Actually, over 3,100 folks. That's awesome. If you would today, tell people we are live because they need to see what happened today. This is amazing stuff. Also, hit that like button. That way, and comment in the chat. That way, the algorithm sees you. It will tell more people about this. And if you want to go further, if you'd like to help out the channel and help out ye old panelists here as well, think about breadsticks. We are talking about the kind that you can store for a rainy day. Oh man, some of those. Look at this. This is crazy. Let me set this up here. Let me make sure it looks good. Ooh, look at that. That's perfect size. Now remember, this is, of course, if you look at this, you can always tell what filing or what case we're talking about because of who's in it. So if you have Larry Foreman popping up in it, we are talking with the others. We are talking thumbnail case. All right. So this is our Wait 1 second here. Give me 1 minute. This is no. It won't roll. Goodness. All right, there we go. It wouldn't roll for a second there. I was like, what in the world? This thing will not. Here, I was going to pull up Randy's thing, and then I was going to pull up the response. Give me a minute. Man, this thing will not roll. Huh. The answer, I can roll because I wanted to pull up the response, and then I wanted to pull up the order, but the order won't roll for me. So here's the response. Okay, this is what Randy asked for. Now Randy comes in and he's like, yo, they pull this crap just 1 day before scheduled deposition. You have Preston, she's filing for a protective order. She's seeking to prohibit the deposition from proceeding. So it's the day before. She doesn't show up. He's like, hey, look at this. We have a certificate of non-attendance coming from the court reporter. So she was scheduled to do this. She knew it was happening. She had the date. She was informed well ahead of schedule. And then right before that, she doesn't show up at all. Now, they also, and she's upset about this, by the way. This is pretty funny. Her reaction to this is so good, because she's throwing a fit about it, saying, Randy Shuckett lied about me. She's throwing a fit today. But Randy calls her out and he's like, yo, there's false statements being made to the court here. So in the motion, I love this. This is why I want to add this, because I think Judge Grabe read part of this and thought, wow, this woman's a mess. So Randy points out, he's like, in this protective order, Preston claims that her husband suffers from a medical condition wherein he requires time-sensitive treatment, and that he had it scheduled, for that date. Well, he notes she's not married. She doesn't have a husband. And then points out, and she does not like this, it's like, in a related case here, Preston also filed a last-minute motion to avoid depo, falsely stating that her mother died. Now, she's been throwing a fit about that, pretending that her mother absolutely did that. And yet, there's that famous clip, my mom died. My mom didn't die.
Would you like to see that clip? Because I have it on hand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Would you like to? Cool. I have a fantastic clip that I worked on for I did a short video today. And I put together this clip.
What proof do you have that your mother died?
My mother did not die. I deserve the right to be represented, and she is my help.
Something like a
doesn't
minute
involve
long.
This case. She's giving me money. That's it. And I want to see everybody that Jeremy gets his money from.
Ma'am, you're not being responsive. Let's make sure we're understanding.
No, I'm not.
Again, you're interrupting me. So I'm trying to be really helpful and calm here. I really am. I'm asking a simple question. You've texted somebody on your phone. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Who are you speaking to?
Nobody.
Okay. You've just texted somebody in the middle of your sworn testimony.
Oh my God, this is a clown car.
And you're refusing to show us the text.
Messaged me and asked me, did he call you yet?
I've never, the instruction now.
Call Silverman's office now, please.
Who's speaking to, ma'am?
I'm yelling out the window. I need a break so I can call a lawyer.
Oh my God.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I'm not going to get myself criminally in trouble. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
And that's the end of that.
That is magic. That is absolute magic.
I know.
That is magic.
John, get away from the window.
Let me check something real fast before I'm going to pull that document back up, but I want to make sure this new document rolls. Yeah, there it goes. I can see it now. It didn't I looked back. I was looking at my phone when I went to say there's a new order, and it didn't come up. It actually pulled up the response, even though it was locked on here. I'm telling you, there is something weird with StreamYards lately. That and this computer is giving out. So I got another tower I'm going to try to switch over to and see if it works. If it doesn't, I don't want to fork out the money that it costs for a brand new tower. I really don't want to do that. So I'm trying one. I'll have to put in a couple of upgrades to it, but I'm going to try because this one is dying. I went in last night while we were streaming. I backed up my entire computer again just to make sure. I'm afraid it's going to die on me while we're streaming one day.
Uh-oh.
But he calls out the mother died thing. So that's funny. I love that that's in there. And like she said, she's throwing a fit about that. But he notes that, and he notes importantly too, that it was not timely. Like that's the issue here. She cannot grasp that. And I'm sure she was told this by one of her lawyers. I'm sure this had to be a strategy, because otherwise, why would you wait to the very last second to announce something? They didn't want it on record. They figured if they didn't have a judge saying you have to be here, then they wouldn't have a problem, you know, because it's stupid, but I'm sure that's what they thought. Well, he points out, hey, we were supposed to have this. I noted this specific date, plenty of time. You know, we have the 21st. She waits until late afternoon on September 30th. That was the day immediately before the scheduled deposition to file. Now they not talk about what timely means. Timely does not mean last minute filing to delay. They point out, hey, you know, there's this bankruptcy scheduling. Who cares? That doesn't matter at all. I mean, he calls all of this out, and when he's calling out, he's like, you know, this incurs cost. Like doing this, and it does. There's a substantial cost with all these actions, and they have been flaunting stuff like this. They have been doing it repeatedly, and I think they like the idea, in fact, that it costs Jeremy Hales. You know, I think they do that very intentionally. I think they try to rack up costs for him. It's wild to see them do it all the time. Now, remember, like I said, through this, now we're going to look at the order for it, but I want you to remember when we're looking at that all of this, remember Bruce. Now, this was about this case. When this came up all the way back in February, he said there would be no sanction hearings. There would be no sanctions at all. This stuff can't happen. Everything we're seeing happen, it can't happen. Why? Because he said there's no basis to seek damages for having to spend money to defend a frivolous lawsuit unless you've prevailed on the underlying allegedly frivolous lawsuit on its merits. So essentially, he was telling her that you can file a case, you can cost Jeremy Hales lots of money, you can drop the case, and Jeremy Hales, he's just stuck with the bill, which is that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. All of this, though, he blamed it on Megan. He was like, it's Megan's plan.
Of course.
I love it. I love that everything is somehow like your master plan.
It's just so weird. I'm just reporting this case, like just reporting the weird shit you people are up to. But yeah, it's my fault.
Yoga. Okay. Oh, he hates you so much. Oh my God. I don't know. The yoga thing still makes me laugh every time I think about it. She was laughing, but she was doing yoga while laughing.
I'm telling you, I would absolutely love for that to come up in court. I'd be like, Your Honor, Exhibit A, let's pull out the yoga video.
For real, your yoga video is famous.
The entire jury would fall out of their chairs laughing.
Well, also, you know, if he tried to play something like that, you know, that whole thing they like to pull up about sexism and all that, you'd be like, well, you know, he seems to have a real problem with women like working out, you know. What's up with that? It would add up some real questions. So today, though, protective order. Now, this is, again, what all of that was filed towards. This is what Michelle Preston filed. And, you notice already from the title, it didn't go her way. Order denying motion for protective order. So, oopsie, bad way of going. So this cause came before the court upon Michelle Preston's motion for protective order. Now, the court, having reviewed the motion and response thereto, the applicable law, and being otherwise fully advised, the premises hereby orders, and look at what this is going to say. Oh, look, this is going to get bad. Right now, it's going to, Miss Preston, you really need to pay attention here. So let's see what it says. Number 1, plaintiff filed a motion for protective order, seeking to avoid appearing for a properly noticed deposition in this matter. Right there sounds bad, because just the way if I read this sentence by itself, I'd be like, yeah, he's onto their game, because she wasn't trying to get somebody to a doctor's. She was trying to avoid the depot. That's what it's saying. The Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 1.280C provides that a party or person from whom discovery is sought may seek a protective order, and that the trial court may issue an order that denies or restricts discovery for good cause. Again, case law on that. You want to read this?
Sure. What number are we on?
Number 3.
When justice requires, the court may issue an order to protect a party or person from annoyance, embarrassment, oppression, or undue burden or expense. The party seeking the protective order has the burden to show good cause. That's a problem.
Yeah. Well, that's a big problem for them, really. The burden falls on them. They have to prove that. You remember, we've already heard before, too. Oh, they're going to embarrass me. I'm going to look like a fool, essentially. And they were told that doesn't work. You have to have something better than that.
Yep. A trial court possesses broad discretion in overseeing discovery and protecting the parties that come before it. A strong showing is required before a party will be denied entirely the right to take a deposition. So you have to have a damn good reason for the judge to deny the other party's right to have a deposition.
Yeah, that's a big time thing, like you have the right to depose somebody. And again, you got to remember in this is Michelle Preston's case. Like, that's the thing that they want you to forget when they talk about it in the ecosystem. Like Bruce, when he would put it in filings, he would try to spin this in such a way that you would think that Jeremy filed this case, You
would think.
It's weird.
It is weird. The court finds that plaintiff has failed to demonstrate good cause sufficient to warrant the issuance of a protective order in this case. So, there is no good cause. I said that filing that she put in was
garbage.
It was total garbage.
Yeah.
Florida rule
you're 100% on that for sure.
Yeah. It was very light. She didn't even say her attorney died. Like, she didn't even. I thought she
didn't even bring that up. Well, that's the thing. Like you noted that day when it came up. You were like, he laid the groundwork for you to use that as an excuse, but she didn't. I mean, you noted that. Like, again, we've given her as the best advice, going forward. Hey, why didn't you do this? Why did you do that?
Exactly. I don't understand, because the judge he kind of indicated that might be a reason that he would grant such a thing.
Do you really? I'm to the point where I really do wonder if people are trying to put her in jail. I wonder if they're trying to bury her under a mountain of debt or something, because I'm telling you, these people, I mean, yes, there are people involved in this case that I think are terrible lawyers, but it comes to a point where I have to wonder, like, when does that excuse not work anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
They've been telling her things that, you could see anybody out there. I'm not just talking about us. I'm talking about anyone out there. You can look at this and you can tell that this is a bad idea. Like, this isn't going to work. And you think about this too. Most of the things that we're seeing pop up either these cases, they were filed. We told them from go. These are terrible cases. You don't want to file these. Thumbnail case, awful. I thought it's stupid. I mean, in the the thing itself that they point to, it shows you that there are exceptions, and the exception to it, well, everything we're doing that allows thumbnail use and it allows name use. It's 100% protected. So I think they figured that out. They dropped it, but they didn't drop it timely. I would say this is one of the dumbest case rather we've seen, but we've seen the Trespass 5.
It's not the dumbest case, but it's close.
The Trespass 5 is God.
That one's the worst. That one's the worst.
I
love how he blames everything on Jeremy Hales, but he's not listed as a defendant.
Yeah, I love that case. Like I do. The way it's written out is it makes no sense.
Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean it's like
so funny.
That guy over there, he ran a conspiracy. And you know what? In this conspiracy, there was this other guy we don't talk about, Veteran Nation.
Yeah,
like,
and he's not in the case either. Yeah. What in the hell are you talking about, you weirdos? Like, damn.
I kept thinking, like, when you get what you pay for. I mean, really, the amount of money that they paid for a lawyer, well, they got exactly what they were paying for with it. It felt like a free lawyer filing, and they should have been very upset by all of that.
Yeah, they should have been. All right, let's see. The Florida Rules of Civil Procedure provides sanctions against a party for failing to make discovery, including when a party or an officer or managing agent of a party willfully fails to appear before the officer who is to take his deposition after being served with proper notice. What do you think Judge Grebe is going to find out? Or what do you think he's going to do when he finds out that they never turned over any discovery, including the thumbnails allegedly at the heart of this case?
Indeed. I mean, and they were told, imagine if he had been in charge of this from go.
Oh, it would have been over so long ago.
Yeah. I mean, this guy right here, we'd be looking right now, like how many times have we delayed this now? 4?
At least
4, 5? I don't know. I'd be curious. So somebody sent us, I was talking about how many times law enforcement's been contacted. For example, Melissa sent over a list. She'd posted it too, and there had been, I think it was I'll have to pull it up, another live stream, but I think there were 134 contacts with police. When you look at things like that, you look at the fact that they bring cases and they don't provide any evidence or anything else, you start to get this feeling that even a layperson can start seeing a weird conspiracy going on. And then, when you question these people in court about their case, you're like, hey, where are the offending thumbnails? Like, how many are there?
You didn't even know how many there were.
It's amazing.
Like, didn't know what was on them, didn't know if there were 10 or 100, didn't know. And then the computer failed to work, so he couldn't send them.
Yeah, remember too, that's actually a very good point Megan's bringing up. Remember, they always point to health as the primary indicator why Stark was walking away. But remember, Stark was saying that he couldn't do things, not because of health, not because his wife was unhealthy, but because their technology didn't work, or they'd have this issue or that issue. Everything was always reported as a problem. They were never cooperative with anything. And it was their case. Again, it wasn't like they were being non-cooperative in a case that was filed against them, which I'm not saying you should be, but at least that would be understandable. But this is their case. I mean, he should have. It
is. It's their case. Again, it's like when it was her case when she brought her order of protection against him, and then she pled the 5th. That was in her case too.
And you can't
bring a case against somebody, and then it comes time to give the evidence against them, and you're like, I plead the 5th. What? No.
I've never seen somebody like this clown show level. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I'm proud of it, but I've never seen a damn thing like it. That's why I'm so addicted to this case. I've never seen so much insanity, like just in one thing. When you start unwrapping this and you start explaining it to people, people are like, this ain't real, is it? This can't be real.
It feels unreal.
It does.
It feels insane. It feels like we have wandered into one of those insane asylums in the 70s and we can't get out. There's just like floor after floor of more and more insanity. The deeper you go, the worse it gets,
It feels like
and doors. There's doors that keep opening into new and terrifying, realms. God, it's just crazy. We're now in like the 10th season of this. I don't know. It feels like we're on season 10, though. Well, we are on number 10. The penalties for completely failing to appear at a deposition include an order striking out pleadings or parts of them, or staying further proceedings until the order is obeyed, or dismissing the action or proceeding, or
any part of it, or rendering a judgment by default against the disobedient party. Now, here's the thing that she needs to remember too. This thing here, she's banking on the bankruptcy case going through, right? And even if it goes through today, right now, if it were to go through, all this stuff is still here waiting for you. It's all waiting for you. All you're going to do, best case scenario, is delay. I know she's banking on that. And I don't know how to stress this to her enough. She thinks that that's going to save her. And all it's going to do is delay the inevitable. Have any delays? Here's a good question. What have delays done for her that's positive? If you look at the Fed case, those 5 months delay, look at all of the ammunition that popped up because that case delayed there. Look at the stuff with Char now.
Well, she's so dumb. She encouraged this cabal of people to do all this third-party stuff on her behalf. But that's her own damn fault. But you're right. It got her in more trouble than she would have been. Way more trouble than she would have been.
Well, there's also proof. So if people didn't, for some reason, listen to them, you should go over and check out Hale's video with the police calls. If you missed those, because they are something. There's one in there where she makes an allegation that she says that he's under investigation. We'll just say crimes against little ones. We'll say it that way, which is absolutely a falsehood. But it goes with the same allegations. They keep denying that those allegations, types like that, have ever been made. Well, there she is making that allegation yet again. That is her default setting. When she feels threatened in any way or she wants to lash out at somebody, she says that about them. She has said it about so many people. I mean, even, again, harming kids. That's, what I'm talking about. She had said, are people using kids? She even said that about 2L. She said, hey, they were using my child without my permission.
No, they definitely did that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, when they did that, it's really interesting because that's her default setting. And you never know. Is somebody, if there really is a defender in all of that, nobody can ever trust her, No. But these sanctions, it notes, are permissible even without a previous court order. Fun times. So, based on the foregoing, what's going to happen here? Let's see. Well, first of all, that motion by Lynette Preston, well, plaintiff, remember you're the plaintiff too. Again, I don't know how to stress this enough. This is your case, Lynette. Your motion for a protective order is denied. It is shot the hell down. Now, after that, too, we have the defendants here. We have Jeremy, we have George, and we have Larry. They are entitled to sanctions, including reasonable attorney fees and costs incurred in connection with the motion for protective order. We have defendants' response and opposition and any related proceedings. So everything that you did here, where you stopped them from being able to depose, all of that, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for the filing fees and everything. That's thousands of dollars that you're on the hook for. It's crazy. The amount of attorney fees and costs shall be determined at a subsequent hearing.
I just thought of something.
Was it?
What about what's owed for the deposition that she didn't show up for? The court reporter, the person who was going to video it. I mean, they were there.
Oh yeah, she's got to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything. And she did this intentionally. See, her and whoever gives her advice,
and she's going to have to pay for it twice because she still has to go and do a deposition.
Yep. In her case, by the way, again, Lynette,
and she needs to pay, and she has to pay half of that deposition, I believe. I could be wrong.
They are convinced, again, that the bankruptcy has gone forward. Yeah, I've not seen anything that has indicated that yet. If it did, though, even if it does, before you have this, you are still on the hook for it. This will be waiting for you on the other side of it. You watch. You mark my words. I hope to laugh at you and laugh at you and laugh at you when you find out that you can't write off all of these cases. Again, all you'd have to do, Lynette, if you wanted to research this, is to look up cases where people have gone after. There have been orders before with a bankruptcy where somebody has slipped that through, where they've tried to write off a judgment. And there was a case where somebody slipped it through. And guess what? That got shot down because a court came in and found that you cannot write off something like a case where malice, again, the courts, I guess they didn't pay enough attention and they thought it was something like a debt owed, and they learned the hard way. So, I mean, she could do her research and look that up, but she doesn't. She depends on these people who tell her what she wants to hear. And it's going to go real bad, and I'm going to be there to laugh at it. And remember too, Lynette, by the way, that as far as all this money is concerned, what I'd also ask is this: why, instead of helping you recover the 6 figures in contributions, why are these people telling you to file bankruptcy? Why is everybody pretending that money, it's just a momentary hiccup, that none of them are going to talk about it? Like, instead of doing that, where you'd have money where you could, hell, you could have done a lot of things with that, instead of doing any of that, it could have helped you with casework and more. Instead of having that money on hand, why are they telling you to file bankruptcy? Like, when you start asking yourself these questions, maybe you come up with an answer.
I'm finding it hard to believe that that even Bruce, I'm finding it hard to believe Bruce believed that this would stop all of it. Like, he knows that it's just,
are they trying to put her in jail? Like, I mean, really? That's a question, by the way. That is not an allegation. That is an actual legit question. I can't believe these people think that this stuff is going to work.
Well, I mean, these people are the FAFO type. This is what they do in every case. They fuck around and then they find out. I mean, let's look at Volmont, for instance. He was involved in a case that nobody asked him to be in, where a woman was in court for custody, and he sent an email during a hearing that she was winning. He sent an email that was taken as threatening toward the guardian ad litem, and the judge it caused a mistrial.
Oh no.
I mean, these people are the FAFO variety. I'm telling you, that woman did not want him doing that, but she's the one who paid the price because the judge got angry with her and believed that it was her that brought him into it.
This stuff is so crazy.
And I do think, and Luthman does the same thing. Look at what he's doing in Dinesh's case, and look what that bully hunter guy found in those telegraph communications. That these people will push buttons and push the envelope as far as they possibly can until they find out.
The problem is that they're not going to find out, Lynette. You are. That's ultimately the problem.
Well, and that's what happened in Volman's case too with that woman. He
Mm.
didn't have any consequence. It was her. She lost her children. She lost all visitation and custody, and it was because of his actions. And he walked away from that, denying that he had anything to do with it. But of course he did.
That's horrible. Like ultimately, though, but
they don't care. These are the types of people. They don't care if they make your life a misery. Lynette, you should ask your friend Volman about that case. That he lost that woman's children for her because of his interference in her court case. Before you let these people interfere in your court case, be very careful with these people.
Well, she heard money, 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 and she thought, "Oh my God!" The problem, like I said, it gets to the point though. Do they really believe what they're telling her? It's hard for me to say yes to that because I realize there's incompetence to a level I don't know if I've seen before, with some of these people. But at the same time, some of the moves that they make, I'm like, surely they know that this is not going to work. Like it's, you can look up any kind of, you can look up case precedent for this stuff. Like when you look up, again, Lynette should ask herself, I've said this many times, if you think you can discharge through bankruptcy, future lawsuits, why hasn't every company in the United States done that with every citizen? Why doesn't every company, when they're starting out, why don't they file bankruptcy and they discharge every one of us before they say release some kind of crazy drug or something before the lawsuits come?
Yep.
Because if that worked.
If it worked, but it doesn't work.
No, it's insane to think that.
In fact, if it worked, everyone who's involved in any kind of defamation lawsuit would just declare bankruptcy. Duh. But that's not how that works.
People would preemptively just go ahead and declare bankruptcy. Before any company ever came up, you would just pull up a digital phone. I would say the phone book. You pull up the digital phone book. You pull up every name you could possibly find. And you listen, and you're like, hey, nobody could ever sue me again. That would make you lawsuit proof. It's the stupidest idea ever. And again, that's
and you could do whatever you wanted. You could do whatever you wanted.
Yeah, there would never be any possible. Yeah, because you can write up anything. Again, Lynette doesn't understand that when you act with malice, like this type of case, you think of extreme examples where people, take away everything, including lives. That's with malice. You're doing the same thing. She doesn't want to see this the same way, but that's how the courts see it. If you're acting with malice, if you're doing this stuff intentionally, or with you do it with reckless disregard for the truth when you say things, something is a lie, or you just don't care. That's malice.
Yep.
Just talking to a brick wall. So she's told that the amount of attorney fees that's going to be set, and then this is beautiful. So coming up on Halloween, and again, like I said, if the bankruptcy pops up, it will just put this on the back burner, but she will still have to do this later. This is happening no matter what. But right now, on the 31st of October, plaintiff Michelle Preston shall appear for not just a depo here. No, not just a depo, but audio video deposition. Oh, what a gift.
I can't wait.
What proof do you have that your mother died?
I can't wait.
My mother did not die. I deserve the right to be represented, and she is my help.
We need it.
I need it straight into my veins.
You never knew that you needed that as much as you need it.
I need it. Give it to me.
This is crazy. Listen to what Patrick says here. This is good. So the antis, They wanted LMNOP to get bankruptcy, canceling Jeremy's lawsuit so that What the Hales can sue LMNOP, and she can't claim bankruptcy on their claims.
Yeah.
You know what else this would disqualify her from for real though? I mean, for this, I like the idea there. I think that's interesting
because they'll have claims against her soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
she's got better claims against them.
Well, that when everything goes bad for her, again, we don't know what will happen with the Fed 2 part. We'll see, but what we do know is that Fed 1, her part, she's in a bad place. Part of that is because of her lawyer. The stuff he was doing, the stuff he was saying that was going to happen, it was insane. He's telling her that you don't have to, you can see it, you can read between the lines and see, you don't have to turn over anything. You don't have to turn over that depot. You don't have to show the judge this, or you don't have to show the judge that. And that's not true.
Yeah, she listens to some real dumb people. Dumb people.
It's okay too, Lynette, to find out that the people you thought were going to help you are not actually helping you at all. Again, you will learn that over time. You're going to find that out. I don't know. I'm thinking she will figure that out when the bankruptcy doesn't go her way, because that will be the crash into realization that she has. That'll be the ultimate revelation. You watch. She's going to go absolutely nuts when that thing goes sideways. I still think the bankruptcy will be granted. I think that's, it's really.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think it may not happen in time for. Yeah, for what's going on with this case.
Yeah. Well, even then, again, Lynette, all it's going to do is it's going to hit pause. That's it. It's not going to save you. So that's the difference. So no matter what, you think it's going to save you, all it's going to do is give Jeremy Hales more time. I liked when the bankruptcy was on. I started catching up a few things. Well, I thought I was, but I really wasn't. I've got a list of things I still want to go over again. Heck, listening to those clips from that depot, I want to go.
I know. Do you know I still haven't watched the entire thing?
It's hilarious
because so much kicked off and started happening that there wasn't time to watch the whole thing. I still have not seen it all the way through.
That's funny. That is absolutely.
So God knows what kind of gold is lurking after about 45 minutes. I think I've only seen about 45 minutes of it.
Well,
isn't it like 7 hours?
Oh yeah, it's quite a bit. Well, what we should look at.
So much of it.
I would love to go over the protective order and show what went wrong there. Again, I wanted to a long time ago. I wanted to go through the protective order just to see the hearings and to check out how that went wrong, because it gave her, I think, what happened in the protective order. She grabbed onto the beginning, thought that somehow, things, she got treated unfairly and it was her lawyer's fault. At the end, somehow she's blamed all of that. And that led her to the decision to do this stuff right here, to kick these stupid cases off, which were the worst
so crazy.
God. But 31st, and if you fail to comply with this, if you don't do it, it says may, but I'm going to tell you that it will result. You're going to get hit harder with sanctions. That's what's going to happen. So you're already on the hook for sanctions. You're going to have to be deposed. They're going to ask you questions about this. And my God, I can only imagine, like back when Randy asked you questions originally, we didn't know as much as we know now. So I imagine what we myself, Megan, and more, what we know is just it's a splash in the proverbial bucket compared to what I'm sure Jeremy Hales has gathered and what Randy has. I'm sure they have quite a bit more. But at that time, he asked quite a few things, but that was a different kind of hearing. Now, oh my God, man, there's so much that has come up. so much to ask about. He will be deposed. Like she thinks she gets to walk away from this clean, and that she will never be asked a question. She thinks that she got away with it. It's amazing to me.
And she's going into a deposition without a lawyer. Like she's learned nothing. Like just learned absolutely nothing from all of this. Just nothing. Nothing has sunk in. That, maybe I should get a serious lawyer. Maybe I should behave myself. Maybe I should get some coaching before I do this. Maybe I should show up for the deposition I've been called to.
I'm telling
nothing. No,
that
no
was
sense of
advice,
self-awareness. Like it is outrageous to me that, and I almost feel sorry for her, although I don't, because fuck her. She's done terrible things to people.
Yeah.
And so I don't really feel sorry for her, but my God, how many times do you have to get kicked in the teeth before you go, oh, I don't like getting kicked in the teeth?
I hate it for anybody that I think this would have had a different face or certain players not added to it. I think this.
Oh, absolutely. She completely screwed up by allowing the ecosystem to take over. It was a complete mistake. She needed to have gotten or stayed with Silverman, paid Silverman, like actually got him paid and taken his advice.
Yeah.
And gotten out of this.
Right there. Once he won it, he reset her to 0. All she had was a protective order.
She was out of it.
Yeah. Sorry, opening something here. I'm trying to find something.
And all she had to do was not file frivolous lawsuits against Jeremy Hales and go her own way. That's all she had to do. And she couldn't even do that. And Silverman, they like to talk about him being, what are they? Malpractice and all this.
Yeah,
baloney.
they keep saying malpractice, which is insane.
Silverman is the best lawyer she's had, who gave her the best advice he could have given her, which was, you need to get out of this, sign this thing. I will get you out of it without any attorney's fees. And that's the best you can hope for. And he was 100% right. She should have stayed with him. She should have.
Good lawyer for her. I mean,
yeah, he was a good lawyer. He did his job admirably.
Yeah, I can't believe the deal he got her. The deal he got her with stuff. Jeremy Hales was tired of messing with this stuff. He wanted out. You could tell. You could tell because he was willing to let everything just drop by the wayside. And she threw that away. And in fact, she not only threw that away, but she spit in the face of the lawyer that made it happen. They have talked about him like he is a dog.
They have said terrible things about him.
And they say the reason that people don't want to be part of this case is because that Silverman there, him and it's other stuff. And, it's all back to Jeremy. No, it's to them because the way they act, anybody that sees this stuff and the way that they carry themselves, why would anyone want to get in a case like this?
Yeah, no one would. Who would sign up for this?
It just blows my mind.
Terrific.
It's weirdos. I'm impressed by them though, because they have managed to not only burn the bridges in the case, cause them problems, but they have managed to run off any lawyers that would want to be part of it. I mean, why would a lawyer look again? We never talked to Sean would not discuss this case. He just I've been on live streams where he's been on there. You can tell he actively avoids it, but you can just tell by the way he acts that if he felt good about a case, you could tell. You could very well tell. He'd be out there pounding on his chest for a win. And I wouldn't blame him. He'd have a big win if he stepped into this and it was the thing
pulled out a win. Yeah, he would have absolutely crowed about it. Yep.
Oh yeah. Because it would have been a
huge... no shade on Sean. He did his job. He did what he was supposed to do. He got hired to do a job. He also did the job, but yeah, you don't hear him talking about it.
Well, they sold him a false bill of goods. Is what his problem
they did.
is. I hate it for him like that because again, the bill of goods they sold him. If that were legit, he would have been stepping in like a hero for real, and that's what he and other people thought too.
That's
like
what
a lot
he
of
thought.
people thought that. It's the same bill of goods they sold to the ecosystem.
He bought the poor disabled woman being picked on, and her child being picked on by this big, strong YouTuber, and he felt sorry for her. I'm sure. I'm just, you know, I don't have that from Sean directly, but I'm sure that that's why he felt sorry for her. He thought that he was doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure his opinion is different now.
I would imagine. I would imagine the dose of reality he got from dealing with, like when you
from
listen
Bruce.
To,
oh my God! Can you
listen
imagine?
to him talk about the guy. Good God, man! I mean, again, Sean.
Yeah,
did
they're
the best
talking about
he could.
suing him. They're talking about suing Sean.
God, that would be fucking epic,
Oh,
man.
I hope
Sean,
they do it.
like again, I
Do
don't.
it.
I'll be clear. I don't wish a lawsuit on anybody.
No, me either.
My
But
God.
if you're going to sue somebody, go ahead, sue Sean. Do it.
Sean
Do it.
will,
I love to. He'll eat you alive.
Oh, he will ridicule you. You think like they think like I'm very tame in an internet setting. You're very tame in an internet setting. You
Very
stepped
mild.
in Sean, like he's gonna show you what not tame looks like.
Yeah.
You know.
He knows a lot of not tame people too.
Oh yes.
That would have a field day with this
They would
case.
love this case. Oh God, they would chew you up and eat you. They think they want that element until they get it. You know,
they think they want that smoke, but they don't. Trust me. If they think we're bad, just know I've been described as mildly mocking someone. That's the worst it ever gets for me, that I mildly make fun of someone. You don't know what's out there. These people don't know what's out there waiting for them. And go ahead, fuck around with Sean.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
go ahead. I wouldn't do it. I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't do it.
No, they really don't want the crowds and they would get in there. Oh my God. Like, so again, this popped off today. Now I'm still redacting the other filing. It is a monster filing. You know, there's two of them. So it's not one filing. It's a Fed 2. There were two that popped in today. Let me see. I haven't decided how I want to talk about the beginning of that one.
Oh, we should probably just talk about that. Like let's just talk about the
so there's a heading on that.
The headline.
Yeah, and it says Elephant Shoe LLC, an Ohio limited liability company. Yeah, what the hells? And Jeremy Hales, and it puts descriptors on it. This is paint chips in a filing. This is a legit filing.
Pretty interesting descriptors.
Yes, he called him a paid agitator, an elder. I'm going to say coster, instead of the other word. He called him a degenerate, closeted homosexual.
What?
Yes, he called him that in there. Now again, these are the same people that said that Jeremy Hales he hates anyone that's not like him, and they tried to sick LGBT. That's what they said. They were going to sick them on. Yeah. So
for using the F word. Well, I'll have you know that Flux wants to know: is he degenerate because he's closeted, or degenerate because he's gay? We need to know. We need to know that
anybody that is homosexual.
That's what it sounds like.
And I think so. After that, they also call him an alligator.
Effer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're comparing homosexuality to that.
Oh my God.
That's what
I mean, it is so ugly, you guys. Everything they do is ugly, but this is really beyond the pale. I mean, you're just asking to get slapped with some kind of contempt of court with this garbage. Like he's begging the judge. He's daring the judge to do something to him. And knowing this judge, nothing will happen.
No, but that's you asking for it. When you put that in your, it's also not just that. It's telling the court not to take anything that you said seriously. So all of this here, it's just a joke. It's garbage. Because anybody that reads that afterwards, they're going to be like, what? What does this have to do with anything? There's also the weird thing again of, so people have been pointing out in another filing. So he talks about a stepmother in this, right? And he, in another filing, though, the name that he brings up, he says he's never known anyone by that name.
Yeah, and then at the same time, in another one, it says that's his stepmother.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Like, does he even know what he's doing? Like, is this performance art? I'm starting to think that like Ashton Kutcher is gonna jump out at us and like tell you've been punked.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. You're punked. That's exactly what I feel like.
This can't be real. It's not real, right? This is some sort of weird performance art that Paint Chips is doing. And like we're gonna find out eventually that we're on some weird reality show and this has all been recorded and it's gonna be really, really funny or something. Because this can't be a real. This just can't be real.
All of it is so bizarre. Like all of this is so bizarre. Like the filing though, he's trying so hard to just poison the pool, as it were. You know, he's trying to in this thing he brings up Ray, which is interesting because he's bringing up he brings up Ray. And Ray's not supposed to be part of their stuff, remember? But they bring him up all the time, which, again, I would look through each one of their filings and notice how much they've brought up this guy that is supposedly not part of their conspiracy, you know? Mm-hmm. I love that. He must think that lots of words equals, you know, a point. Because it's like, good Lord, man. It's a lot of nothing. There's a lot of words.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And he says, you know, the father, what's crazy though is that he's trying to say that the father wrote this. You know, that this is his filing.
Yeah, like who believes? Can I see a show of hands of people who believe that?
Well, he also
no one has raised their hand, by the way.
The thing that he called that label that I told you at the very beginning, he put his father's name to it. So if there's any ramification for it, it actually doesn't fall on him; it falls on his father.
How sick is that?
Yeah, I mean, what's up, dude? You know?
He's just a piece of shit. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than to say that. Like, there's something wrong with him.
I cannot believe you would drag your parent into this, you know? He puts in here, too. You know those loony freaking... let me pull up a piece of this. I've got to... I mean, it's still comedy, though. I do like reading through it. It is so nuts. You know, it rambles about Hales and how terrible he is. And it's bizarre. But he starts rambling about Donald Trump in it.
Oh, no, not another one of those. He's like,
yeah. It talks about Donald Trump in it. It's like,
of course it does. It's so sad. These people were they're just so, I don't know what the word is, but they're just
this seems very mentally unhealthy. This does not seem healthy.
Well, does he seem like a mentally healthy person to you?
No.
I mean, I'm sorry. Where have you been exactly that this guy seems mentally well?
Here, he's talking. He's like, Hale's in shock and have pursued a pattern, modus operandi, a common scheme or plan of weaponizing lawsuits, process service, false affidavits as tools of harassment, intimidation, monetization. Their conduct has intentionally targeted vulnerable individuals, including senior, dragging uninvolved elderly citizens into court. Oh, look, octogenarian Ray. So they bring Ray in here. This is the dumbest thing, by the way, too. Ray's not part of anything. Let's highlight him over and over again, right?
Yeah, but let's have every member of the ecosystem keep talking about him as if he's their best friend forever.
For the purposes of generating online content, clicks, and outrage.
Did he buy his RV yet that he's going to end up losing to Lynette? Does anybody know?
Oh my God, that video he did. I'm telling you, it's such a boring video.
I still haven't seen it.
he does this beginning where he's like, people have been talking about me getting an RV so I can have a relationship.
He said he was gonna get it.
Yeah, I was like, who said that? Who was talking about you having a relationship though? I don't remember that now. I mean, after you said it, it's funny and I'll laugh at it.
We were joking, but no one actually thought that. But he is going to lose his RV. I'm telling you. I'm putting on my prognosticator hat again. I'm telling you, if he buys an RV, he's losing it to Lynette. She'll steal it. She's going to steal it. It's going to be another Lloyd situation. He's going to need rescuing from the.
He's going to sell it for $1. That's what's going to happen, right? But he's like, this is not advocacy. It's monetized harassment. It's precisely the type of quote-unquote paid agitator conduct the federal authorities have warned against, and which President Trump has condemned as dangerous to seniors and the rule of law.
God, what an idiot!
It's cringy. Like,
doesn't he also bring up? Didn't he bring up Charlie Kirk's name too? Like, how dare you, sir? Yeah. How dare you?
Well, this is so. Again, there's so many.
Oh, you know what?
That say nothing.
So this guy loves to pretend that he's like MAGA and he's close to Trump and all this stuff. Let me just explain something to you people, just so you know. This guy used to be a Democrat operative, working on political campaigns for Democrats. He's not political in any way. This guy is an opportunist. He will join any side that gives him a leg up. He's a bandwagon hopper. So whoever's winning, that's who he's supporting. He doesn't truly have any principles that puts him on the right or the left. His only principle is what's good for paint chips. Trust me when I tell you, because a bunch of people today, I heard that. I think I was listening to Mr. Coop, and they were all confused about, people were confused about his political leanings. And it's like, this guy doesn't have political leanings. He's not loyal to any political point of view. Trust me, just a few years ago, he was working for Democrats. So he will switch sides whenever it makes sense for him. And it gives him a leg up because he's an opportunist. That's what this is about.
He also says in here that he has never posted court documents on YouTube. So as part of, check this out. I thought this was funny.
Sorry, I was on mute. I had to go close my door. So my kids come in here and they don't close the door, even though I've told them 8,000 times to close the door.
You can hear mine upstairs.
And then I can hear things happening downstairs through the microphone. And I'm like, okay, why am I hearing that?
You're like, no, come on. But you can see, look, so in the affidavit that was talking about, him and service, it said the defendant, Richard Luthman, confirmed he received court documents the very next day by posting it online on a YouTube video called Unknown by da-da-da. It's like, that's interesting. I never posted court documents on YouTube. Really? Seriously?
He didn't?
I
think he did. But I don't know. I don't watch that show. It's unwatchable. So I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I'll call it unwatchable.
Close the door on your way out. Okay. That's what it is. I thought that's what it was called. Isn't it called unwatchable?
Maybe it should, he's like, well, it show that is the name there. It's undefined, vague, and not remotely adequate as. So he's saying this name. Maybe it should be, maybe they should call him Ban Evasion and Volpe. Maybe that's
Ban Evasion and Vomit.
I mean, seriously. But I mean, they filed again. He filed together. There are two filings here. And you can see the one that is 33 pages long. And then the other, which was, give me a second, I'll tell you, which was 20. So together he filed 53 pages of filing that just goes on and on and on. Now, it is interesting.
Oh my God, why is he talking about U.S. Senator Rick Scott?
Oh, he.
Why are we talking about him?
He contacted all these people. Have you not read this yet? Oh, it's amazing. So he's like, given this, I contacted multiple. He contacted U.S. Senator Rick Scott's office.
Oh, and I'm sure that Rick Scott's office was right on top of that.
Right.
That communication went right into the round file.
Actually,
immediately.
all this does is prove again that they look. Oh, look. He also contacted U.S. Representative Byron Donalds because I work in pharmacies there. I share a connection. So he's trying to write this as it's his father doing it, right?
Sure.
I reported that Jeremy Hales is a paid internet agitator and an elder, I'm going to say a coster. I believe that Congressman Donalds will be next Florida governor. I wanted him to be aware. So again, he's playing it as the father wrote it, of course. But
why is this interesting to a judge in a case?
You know,
his
it's
communications with congressmen, and why is that interesting or relevant in any way to this case?
What's really kind of interesting in this actually is what he includes here, because I'm confused by everything in this. So all of that's supposed to be put together. Hey, again, when you read through that, who supposedly filed this?
Paint Chip Senior.
Okay. So why then, if you're looking at Paint Chip Senior, why when I go to letters, he talks about confusion in name, right? Senior versus junior. Okay. What's the name on this letter? You see, from who's that person?
Richard A. Luthman.
Now that would be junior, right?
Well, he doesn't use junior, so I don't know how the hell we're supposed to know.
Yeah, this makes it look like, so if he's attaching this, is this senior or junior? You know, again, because when the court looks at it, who are they going to think sent this? Because this is attached to the filing that
has senior. Yeah.
You know what I like too? If you look at this again, if you look through the list here, it goes vomit, fake, fake, Bruce, Stupa, 2L, and lawyers attached, Ray, Leslie. It's like a conspirator list. You know, and some lawyers.
Yeah. That's
it's
great.
Amazing when you go through this. Because it's like, wait a minute.
Good Lord.
He attaches all this stuff, though. And again, it's supposedly written by his father. Unfortunately, like for him, some of this same stuff has been noted by the junior as well. So it looks weird. It looks very bizarre. He attached also an IC3 complaint. Bizarre. I think, again, if he wants to weaponize IC3 complaints, I think he's not the person that really, really wants people to go out of their way for the feds, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing to me that he still thinks he can contact the feds. Like, that's a good idea for him. But whatever, you know, I love it. I love this timeline for him. I think it's great. I think he should keep doing what he's doing. Keep it up, Paint Chips. Keep it up. The feds are just not going to get tired of you at all, are they? Nope, they're going to just listen to you endlessly. Yep, that's exactly what they're going to do. Definitely keep doing that. I
definitely plan on reading this next stuff, though, just because people should, again, in the for transparency's sake, first of all, I like you to know what's in something, because I don't want to be saying, hey, this stuff is crazy. Like, look, you know, myself and Megan, we both go with this. We don't want to just tell you something's crazy. We want you to understand the tactics that are being deployed here. And, you know, you understand.
But it's going to take us a long time to read through that garbage. So we can't start on it now.
Yeah, no, we're not tonight. No, God, no. That would be not just that. It's all the redactions. Like this whole live stream while I'm talking, you can hear me clicking all night. It's been redactions.
Yeah.
You know, because there are addresses and other garbage. And again, we don't have to do it, but I feel I realize his father, you know, I feel like even though he's been active on that show and stuff, I don't think he knows what he's stepping into at all. I think that I think that's bad. You're talking about a 7. Yeah, I think he said he's 72 in this filing. at 72.
Yeah, but you know,
and-
look, I used to feel sorry for his dad until I realized he was going on these shows with him and thinking it's really hilarious and funny what his son is doing. And now I don't feel sorry for him because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So whatever this guy gets, he deserves. Because he shouldn't be doing what he's doing. He shouldn't be doing what he's doing. It is weird, but his father appears to not care. His father appears to want to be a part of this and is showing up on podcasts talking about it. His father is, again, inserting himself into Jeremy Hales' life. I don't think that's a good idea. Other people have been told that's not a good idea, but this guy is going to do it. So I don't feel sorry for him.
72. 72. That's what he says.
Yeah, well, Ray Bonecrusher's 80, and I don't feel sorry for him either. He opened his big mouth.
I just think it's so bizarre, like to pull your parent into this, though. It's really weird. I cannot imagine, like, pulling my mother into this. I cannot imagine.
His father seems to think that it's entertaining and funny, making videos with him and stuff about it. So apparently he's just the same kind of person.
I wonder what he's thought about his son's prison. That would be how you would really get a feeling for a person. What does he think about it? I mean, does he buy into you've seen how he's tried to repackage it and resell it as no. It was him doing a great thing against China, the monster.
Oh yeah, ridiculous.
I saw him like pushing that. That was actually in some in commentary stuff somebody sent me. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" What about the companies that were harmed and stuff? I don't know.
I'm sure there were American companies that were harmed.
Oh yeah. And again, never forget about the blind man that got attached to that stuff too. That guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he really got messed up. But anyway, all right. Well, I think I'm going to hit some supers. You want to stick, or are you out of here?
I'm going to go, but before I go, I need to see this one thing one time.
There's a question.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I'm not going to get myself criminally in trouble. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. My mother.
Oh man. Hey, by the way, yeah, so the court document, by the way, too. There are court documents that have definitely been put online there. Well, there's a clip of showing court documents from that's weird. That's weird. Somebody who doesn't do that. Okay. That's strange. But anyway, today has been an interesting one. Again, Hale's got a big ruling. I spent time talking about, again, the Fed 2 filings, but those other cases, man, we told Lynette not to go forward with that stuff. We were told repeatedly that we were wrong, that we had no idea what we were talking about. We kept hearing that, and you see how it turned out. So let's hit some super chats here. Fallen Hero, what's up, my friend? How are you doing today? It's always good to see you, like I said. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the gifted membership. Appreciate you. Max Lab, very true. Thank you there. Crazy day. Indeed. This has been, as far as a filing, it has been a very entertaining day, though. Man. Give me a second here. Frosty, got a Frosty for me. All right. 1 second. This Frosty's calling my name. Oh my God. There's a little bit of Frosty with my name on it. Give me 1 second. Oh my God. Too much temptation. But Max Lab, you are correct, brother. It has been a crazy day. By the way, this weekend I have been thinking about doing this. So I need to have a live stream where I talk to Shizzy Wiznut. And you know why I need to do that? Because ultimately there are people out there that seem to think that Shizzy and I are having, Shizzy, myself, and Megan, we are all apparently having a falling out and some terrible, I'm not sure exactly what's supposed to be going on with that, but it's so ridiculous. Watch the ecosystem though tonight. I bet you money they're going to try to promote what Luthman wrote, and they're going to try to promote it as the father. They're all going to be like, oh, they're idiots. You know, that's absolutely stupid, because what they're going to do is they're going to go in, they're going to ignore the fact that in the header, what they said, you watch, I'm telling you, it's going to be a mess today. Oh man, I forgot to bring up something, by the way. Give me a second here. I want to show you one other thing. So, give me 1 minute. So, by the way, Tizzy DeBounce put up a new video, which was entertaining and good. I like to see their videos do well. They got about 2,000 hits on it. Give them more, for sure. I want to see them. I'm going to see them take off with stuff. But as far as they clipped something that I want to show you. So those cult songs that we've been hearing so much of from the ecosystem. Well, we had a beautiful rendition from Just J Hip doing a song about that umbrella guy. Would you like to hear? Listen to this magic here. It's so good. Listen.
Tug is our protector, and Tug is a good guy, and Tug is our protector, and sometimes he calls me on my phone, and he tells me about songs that the flea bags do about themselves. And Tug is our protector, and he has unicorn jazz. So much unicorn jazz. The most amounts of unicorn jazz. And everybody likes unicorn jazz, but not as much as Tug likes unicorn jazz.
Wasn't that amazing? Oh, that's beautiful. That was beautiful. Oh, thank you, Max Lab. I thought I would serenade you with that wonderful, wonderful cult song. Oh my God. Unicorn jazz indeed. Jay needs help. Oh, he's amazing. You know what he needs? He needs a record contract. The voice of an angle. I like it. Oh my God. Oh, it sounded like a lullaby. Yeah, it's what you sing to calm children to get them screaming. I mean, it's beautiful. But excitement. That's what I meant with excitement. Let's continue. What's up, Wanda? Thank you. 20 right there. Thank you, Wanda. I appreciate you. Hey, Tug. Hey, Megan. Well, hey, yourself. Like I said, I appreciate you there. Oh, yeah, I got some questions today, too. So today I noted that I had an appointment today. I had to go to Vanderbilt. I am okay. By the way, I had a few people write and ask me about that. I'm okay, but I'm trying to get more answers to what's been going on. The medical industry is not full of answers. So I'm supposed to have I can't remember what the test called. I'll have to pull the paper. I looked at my car, but more tests, more money. It's always fun. But yeah, more tests, I guess. That's what we're going with. But the positive thing, Vanderbilt has been a lot better. I went to Ascension, and Ascension is terrible. They are terrible. They have places near us, and they are terrible. I don't know how better to say that. Oh, I hate them. But I appreciate everybody that's written. I asked about it. I'm okay. Like I said, you all heard it when I was not doing well, and it was bad. I'm still having vertigo. I'm still having memory issues. It's still, you can hear it catch me sometimes. It throws me off, but my memory's still spotty. And I still got this ringing in my ears that just drives me nuts. But compared to months ago, I am doing worlds better. So it's just it's forward progression, but I appreciate people asking. And again, thank you, Wanda. Appreciate you. Hey there, returned. Moody Nana, thank you for the $4 super sticker. Thank you for that super sticker. I love super stickers. I love to check them out. So I appreciate that quite a bit. Thank you. Not a pirate. Thanks for the 5 there. Did Mama Fox sneak out of town because it's been a content blizzard? I'm telling you, what happens when she goes out of town, or if I have a major doctor, if I have just a regular doctor appointment, but if I have a major, like if I have to go somewhere, like it's big, like a Vanderbilt, every time it usually hits while I'm driving. Like that's because I can't post or say anything about it. That's why I know, because I had to actually call and I asked Megan when this thing fell. I had to contact her. I was like, what does it say? I'm driving. I can't read it. You know, I put part of it. I put part of it up because I saw it come through. You know, I got a notification that somebody had sent me a document. I was like, what is that? You know, and right after that, I saw on there that there was a denial, so I could see the header for what it was, but I couldn't read it. It was like, oh my God. So it's kind of funny. This is just the thing. Yeah, if Megan goes out of town or that. Well, you know, Megan's going out of town this month. She's going out of town. So, oh man, buckle up because it's going to be happening pretty soon. She's going to be away for a few days. You know, she's going over with the Eckerd. Well, more like the Owens. I shouldn't say it's Eckerd because it's not really attached to Eckerd anymore. It is, but it isn't. You know what I mean? It's more about Owens now than him. I mean, he's part of the people she tried to victimize, but this is about other ones. But it's definitely focused. So she's going to be away. So we'll see what happens with that. That might be crazy. Yeah, I mean, really, you better be this month. I think it might get off the hook. Then we'll see. If it continues like it normally does with her away, ought to be something. Who's down here? Down under? Who's your down? I said here under. Thanks for the 5. Appreciate you. I'm just checking to see if the toggle worked. Let me super chat you for the first time. Thanks for helping me out. Cheers. Bon. Hey. I appreciate you. Hey, thank you for your help. There have been a couple of people. So run into this. If you find you can't comment, there have been people, you know, there were folks that said they couldn't super chat and they were having trouble commenting. All right. Well, you don't necessarily have to be blocked. I found this. So if you mail me and you mail me the link to where your YouTube is, you know, you have like a above on your URL or your address. You know, like on Google, where you have like where your website's on. If you just take that address, send it to me where your YouTube is, so it has your name on there. What I can do is block and unblock you. And if I do that, apparently it helps some people. So some people aren't blocked, but for some reason, something with accounts, it's like they're stuck. I did that with there have been 4 people that's worked with so far. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube and channels, but if you're having a problem, like you can't comment, can't do other things, mail that to me and I'll see if it helps. And thank you. Thank you for walking through that again. You know, I appreciate it. Jack Miles, indeed. Thanks for the 2. Did I read the header fully? Oh yes, I very much did. I thank you for mentioning that, by the way. I did post that if you are curious about what it looks like exactly. I posted it as well as other things. I talk about this case I have different social media platforms there, but on Facebook, there are more people that gravitate talking about this on Facebook. So I have a Facebook account. It's TAD, Guy, GUY. It's easy to find me. Just look me up. It'll have my one of my logos. You can kind of actually, let me show you what it looks like. Look me up there though, if you want to find, like I do post on there periodically. And usually I average like 1. Today's been a little bit more. I posted a little bit more today, but usually I'll post about 1 time a day with something here. You know, there's usually at least that much. This is me. So you can find TADGUY. That's me. You can tell, it's got my stuff here. But if you ever run across an account too, you think it looks like me, but you're not sure, you can always write me too and ask, hey, is that really you? I appreciate it. Yeah, Max Led, thanks for the 2. Don't forget the fleas are back in YouTube. Are they actually back in YouTube, Jill? Or are they actually going tonight? See, there were reports that they were, they got off, they got back on, but I don't know. We'll see, because I think they're planning on being on tonight. I thought somebody sent me a thumbnail shot, so they're probably coming back with it. They're going to try to. You watch. You watch. I don't even have to look at what coverage will be. They will try to minimize or ignore what went on today with regard to Lynette getting hit with sanctions and fines. They will instead try to focus on paint chips acting like a total ass, and again, the person that pays for all this, you got to remember, the person that's really hurting in all of this is Lynette Preston. Lynette Preston has been abandoned at Fed 1. She has been abandoned in all these cases that she was told would be winners. They were launched, they picked up Stark, and then they dropped them. They dropped them like hotcakes because they didn't want the very thing that's going to happen. She's still going to get deposed, but they dropped the case to avoid that. You could see what they tried to do. She's on the hook for those things. She has the protective order against her. Everything has gone bad for her. So these other people, they're laughing and celebrating their stupid stuff. Well, it doesn't help Lynette out. And again, that's not minimizing what you did, Lynette. But these people, they have abandoned you. You are on your own. And you watch when that bankruptcy fails. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. But yeah. We'll see how that goes, though. SF, thanks for the 5. Please make a gladiator tug. Yeah, I'll think about doing that for sure. I like the Hales one. I think that's funny. Andre, thanks for the 2. Hey, Tug, Megan, Hey, Tug and Megan. I just uploaded, rather, 2 new song. Hey, shoot me the link to it again, Andre. Make sure you shoot me that link. So shoot me to my email if you don't mind. Yeah, well, I'll remember right after this, and I'll check it out. William, thanks for the 5. Lisa the Hut swears she has evidence of a conspiracy. I have the sort of thing she calls evidence. You have to be stoned to jump to that conclusion. I swear. I know. Yeah, they say using words like we, when we do something, I could be live streaming with someone like Megan and use the words we, and apparently that means we're all in a conspiracy. It's so bizarre, Again, too, for them, I'm not really sure what the conspiracy, what conspiracy, what is it supposed to accomplish? See, the conspiracy that they talk about, what exactly is it aimed at? See, the allegations against them are that their conspiracy, it is aimed to destroy Jeremy Hale's reputation and his livelihood. They've gone after, there is proof that they've gone after sponsorships. They've gone after everything that attaches to him. So what's the conspiracy supposedly doing on the other part? Is it a conspiracy to laugh at stupid people? I mean, what is the conspiracy exactly? Because I'm confused there. It's so dumb though. Skipper, what's up, Veteran Nation? Thanks for the 2. Who's not tough? The guy talking tough. That's right. That's actually right. Veteran Nation, man, you come up in a lot of their stuff. You own a lot of headspace for these folks. It's funny. Veteran Nation, they hate you, man. They absolutely hate you. I kind of love that in a way. Because I love the way that they retell everything with Veteran Nation. Because they talk about, they say, well, he made this call live, but they always leave out the inconvenient part about their lawyer being on the stream too. It's a very bizarre recollection, where again, I would have expected, going back to that, him to try to shut that down or something. But instead, he sits backstage and listens to it all. He gets put on timeouts. It's kind of funny. It's so bizarre. I mean, when you go and then they retell everything. It's so bizarre. Anyway, I appreciate you, brother. Andre, thanks for the tip. Lynette has come to term paying sanctions. Yeah, yeah. She's going to end up, again, this is another time that you've been hit with sanctions. The problem is, though, I imagine that the people, again, that talk to you, they told you this would never happen. And that's the thing that I'm really trying to get through your head. Because how many things have you told would not happen that have happened? You were told at the beginning this case, Fed 1, would never go forward. You were told that these two cases, thumbnail case and trespass 5, that those were winners, right? Otherwise, why would you bring them forward? You were going to win with those, right? Then you were told you would never be sanctioned as part of those. I mean, again and again, these people have been wrong. And what you have to ask after a little while is, are they willing to bury you? Because I think they are. It's so bizarre. But yeah, I mean, you're right there. Cindy, thanks for too. Has anyone asked Larry his opinions on this? I haven't yet. I might reach out to him. I don't know if he's been talking about anything with the Bruce lawsuit there. He may be focusing on wrecking Bruce. I mean, I don't know, but that might be his current thing that he's doing. So I don't know, but I'm sure Larry's response to that, honestly, is "I told you so," because Larry told them back when not to bring this case. He said, if you bring it, you know, you're gonna have problems. He told them that. And instead, oh my God. I found some more stuff that Bruce has posted about Larry. My God. I missed some of this. Wow, that's crazy. I found a folder. I was looking through. I was going to show you some of the stuff that Bruce said with Larry. And I ran across a couple of other things. I'm like, oh, wait, what? What is that? Give me 1 second. Not redacted. Okay. I was marking something because it doesn't need to be on the screen. It wasn't redacted. But if you look at all the stuff, look, check this out. Bruce has said repeatedly things like, you know, there's no basis for sanctions following the voluntary dismissal of thumbnail lawsuit. You can't get sanctioned. Now you look at where things are going. There was going to be they told her that she would not be deposed. She would not have all these issues. Now she's going to be deposed. She's going to be sanctioned there. And it's shaping up like she is going to be sanctioned. She's going to have to pay for bringing this. See, Larry told them at one time, don't bring it. Then he said, hey, you know, here are the rules. Here's how it worked. There was a safe harbor rule. It gives you 21 days. So there's 21 days. You could drop this thing without any problem. But after that, if you don't do that, you may be sanctioned. You may be hit with attorney fees. You may have problems here. You know, that discourages baseless claims, garbage lawsuits, shams. That's what it's there for. And she just doesn't learn. But Larry's, I'm sure, Larry probably summarized his. I don't know though. I haven't asked him yet. I will reach out, but I don't know if he's gonna hit that there. Sean, thanks for the Sean Poe. I love it. I love the name. Thanks for the 10 there. I danced and laughed so hard at Doug's songs today. Tis done good. I know. Tis been funny. You know. I enjoy, like I said, I appreciate Tizzy. I actually, one of the reasons, as I've said before, I don't really promote channels that are newer. And the reason I do that is just because of a bad track record, you know, with people. But I remember Tizzy as Tiggy Bounce, and they were around forever. You know, I remember them for the longest time, and I want everybody to be able to succeed. I do. You know, I just hate it. You got to remember, like, you remember Ray growing to a certain point? Ray was promoted by, I did not promote Ray, but Ray was promoted by a DUI guy, by Megan Fox. You know, the people who he decided to talk about with as Megan. She's part of the Sodom and Gomorrah. She is one of the Sodom and Gomorrah channels of YouTube. You know, people that need to be destroyed by God. That's what he's saying. So those are the people that make me not want to promote. But I like to. I know them. I think I've known them long enough, seeing them around and stuff, that like I said, I want everybody to succeed, but really them. They've done good work. I'm proud of them. Like, their channel is growing well. It's been where are they at, by the way? Let me see how many subscribers. So Tizzy has jumped up to 1,840 plus. So Tizzy's almost up to 2,000 subscribers now. Isn't that awesome? I love it for them. Congrats. I hope your monetization comes through, by the way. And if you have any problems with that, Tizzy, if you don't understand something or anything else, hit me up. You know, I've done this dance. I've been doing this for a long time. So if you have any issue as you're starting out, let me know. All right. William, thanks for the 20 there. YouTuber Robert Murray end his life prematurely. If you feel the same, reach out to someone. Yes, indeed. Life does get better. My first 20 years were violent and unfortunate, but it can't better if we can't make a connection with others. Well, that's very true. That's actually a good message, William. Here's the thing, too, William. Like, when you're saying with that, remember that the ending of something is permanent, and a lot of times you're just dealing with a temporary issue. Permanent solutions to temporary problems. And it's sad. It is very sad. People run into that for all types of reasons. And remember, you are valued and you are loved. That's why I try to tell you all every day that you are appreciated, for sure. Not enough people take the time in life to tell people they're appreciated. And you know what? They should, you know? So today, take that moment, actually. Today, tell somebody that you care about. Tell them. Be like, hey, you know, I care about you. I appreciate you. That's a good message, though. That's a very good message, bro. Bunsen Rockenstone, thanks for the 5. The clip was amazing. Amazing. Yes, I like that clip. It was really funny. Sandra, thanks for the 10. I wondered, too, are they trying to make sure no one believes anything she says to get themselves out of the poo? It feels like it sometimes, doesn't it? It feels like they're just telling her, you'll be okay saying whatever. Again, I realize that she is probably a very difficult client to have. But at some point, like, she has to be following someone's legal advice, right? And this legal advice, it can't be good. I mean, you know, the stuff she's doing, somebody is telling her to do this. I'm just, my gut says that she was told, you know, with the excuse, the protective order, to file it at the last minute so the judge would not have time to do anything with it. But she would put it in, you know, that way the judge couldn't say, no, I've seen it and I denied you. The problem is, on the other side of it, he'll still deny you and sanction you. But she thinks that's okay because, again, she thinks it all is going to roll down on the bankruptcy. You can see. And when it blows up in her face, whew, man. So, JC, thanks for the 2. If you ever want help redacting docs, I'm sure I will. Thank you, JC. I very much appreciate that. I may take you up on that for sure. You know, some of these documents, they are a pain to redact. Other people do help as well. You know, Max Lab will redact stuff every now and then. By the way, Maxley mentioned something. If anybody could help him out with this would be good. So apparently, his tablet has had a fatal issue. Now he uses like just a basic tablet, but if anybody could help him out, or I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with it. But again, if anybody could hook him up or help him out there, that'd be good. He is a heavy document puller, so him having an issue with a tablet. If I had an extra tablet, dude, I would shoot you one in a heartbeat. But for myself, I unfortunately, I used to have an extra tablet, but I had to, with the kids, they take everything that's old of mine. If they're like, oh, it's sitting still, I'll take it. But thank you, JC. I may, like I said, hit you up with that. Adair, thank you for 18 months. I'm here just under the weather, listening. Well, I hope you get better there, and I understand that too. The way that the temperature change and stuff has been impacting people here. Oh, it's awful. I hope you're better though. McDeb, thanks for the 5 there. People like them use people like Lynette for their personal entertainment. They'll destroy your life, and then they'll sit back and go, "Wow, wasn't that fun?" I think it's actually that people were paid to disrupt. And they do disrupt. But the problem is sometimes some of these people they disrupt, they don't help you with the disruption. Like, that's the issue. Sometimes people don't ask, hey, is this actually going to be beneficial for myself? You know what I mean? Because all disruption is not good for you. Sometimes disruption in a case that can be good. But like Megan was noting, some of the things that people do in a case, if they end up getting a case tossed or they cause issues with it, that doesn't reflect well on the person, because what that ends up looking like is it looks like the party that they've attached to, it looks like they, of course, wanted that to transpire. It all rolls back on somebody. And a lot of this stuff, a lot of it ultimately, the parties that end up paying, there's one big party that ends up paying, and that's Lynette Preston. She's the main party that ends up paying. And again, when I say this, I do want you to understand, I'm not trying to give her an out for anything, but I think this would have a different shape if these people wouldn't have gotten involved. I think that even if she wouldn't have been smart enough to take the correct option and walk away, what other choice would she have had? Patrick, thanks for the 10. The antis want LMNOP to get bankruptcy. I saw this before, but I want to note again, canceling Jeremy's lawsuit. So what the hales could sue LMNOP, and she could claim she couldn't claim bankruptcy on their claims. That's an interesting idea. It would be it would be something else. Well, she will ultimately. She'll have a problem with some of the stuff she did. You could see if she loses, she's going to have a real problem with them. And some of this stuff, it's unwinnable, Lynette. So when you run into it, I wonder too, with this is another thing. If she loses, will she accept them spinning it a certain way and, go at it again? How many things can go wrong? She should take, like I said, she should take a list of the things that have gone wrong for her, look at them and say, wait a minute, I was told the opposite. Again, the case she just got sanctioned for. What was she told about that when it first came up? Lynette, were you told that would win? Obviously you were. I saw some of the messages. You were told you were going to get millions. Now you're paying out. Doesn't that disturb you, Lynette? Don't you look at that and think, wait a minute, I was lied to? Maybe I should talk to a neutral lawyer, somebody that isn't helped pick out by some of these people. Maybe I should, or even somebody like Sean. Shit, I'm sure Sean could use better ideas than some of these people. Sean, I'm sure through this would probably tell you, wait a minute, this is not a good place for you to be in. What's going on right now? You're digging the hole deeper and deeper. And also, again, I notice you're making no movement for that large amount of money. Instead of going after it, this would disturb me too, just to say. So instead of going after that large amount of money that 2L took from you, you're going down the bankruptcy hole. Now, who's telling you to do that? Who's telling you to ignore your money? Who's telling you in the back end maybe you can do something about it, or don't say anything at all? You're never going to recoup it. Who's telling you that stuff? And are they operating for you? Are they operating for those other people or themselves? Who's your downhander? Thanks for the two. You guys haven't even finished the Charlotte, but that's true. That's very true. I'm telling you, we got a bunch of stuff we could still do. You know, a bunch. And you are right. Jesse, thanks for the vibe. Perfect gift to sum up this case of fine. Is this the real life gift? I'm quoting it all the time. P.S. Look for checking in. Well, thank you for checking in, first of all. I appreciate that. Yes, if you are a lurker, by the way, if you just say hi in the chat, it does help out the algorithm. So if you again, if you're just sitting out there listening, just saying hi, it always helps checking in, and that's appreciated. But you went beyond that too. Appreciate you backing the channel. Thank you, Jesse. Man, maybe not. What's up? Maybe not. I saw those 20 giftos, by the way. He had Thank you for that. That's awesome. That's another thing too. If people are active in the chat, if you're noticed, once you speak, the thing, it recognizes you. You'll notice you don't pop up. You're just out there until you speak. Well, once you speak, you can get hit with gifted memberships and stuff too. So, that comes up just from a, hey, what's up? So thank you. And thank you, maybe not. That is awesome of you. And you always appreciate it. I can't say that enough. Thank you. You're down under. Thanks for the 5 there. LP's depot on or before 31st. My ass Randy schedules it quick smart. Yeah, he's got to give so much time. I'm curious what day. I mean, you're right in that. I love that we get a Halloween treat. I really would like it on Halloween. It would be funny. But yeah, the faster. But again, in my gut, I think the bankruptcy thing will be kicked into gear. I think that will happen. We have not seen a document that states that it has happened yet. Again, the ecosystem keeps saying it's back on, but there's nothing on the docket that has said it's back on. Like, I don't know if they can't read or something, because again, they were supposed to have a hearing. They think because the hearing was canceled that the bankruptcy, it's been granted. But here's actually what was said. By the way, they were talking about the other day. So it said, instead. Wait, is that the newest one? Wait, no, that's not the newest one. Let me see. I've got to find the newest one. My bad. That was the newest one. My bad. Let me see. Do I have the newest one right here? I've got to pull the newest one. I'll pull it at the end of the stream, or I'll pull it for the next stream, one or the other, because I thought I had the newest one right there in front of me. My bad. But yeah, it essentially says, though, that instead of having a hearing, it would go off the paperwork. Now, the paperwork, that doesn't mean it's been granted. That means they will look at that, they'll review it, and that will determine whether or not they kick it in. Now I think they will. I absolutely think they will. I don't think there's going to be any issue with that. And again, I think it benefits Jeremy Hales for the bankruptcy to go forward. I don't think that's just a benefit for Lynette Preston. I think it's a detriment for Lynette Preston. I think it's stupid for her to have a bankruptcy. Like, it's a terrible idea. If it were needed, like if it were necessary for her debts, I would say, okay. Oh my God. Oh my Lord, lady. Lady, you keep doing stuff. Oh my Lord. Lynette, these people are giving terrible advice. I read your rant earlier. We'll look at it tomorrow. by the way, that rant that she had about all this. We'll pick it up tomorrow. We mentioned that, but we'll definitely talk about it tomorrow. But I want you all to understand, like, her framing of everything that transpired. She thinks that she's like, Randy lied. He did that. It doesn't matter how you spin it, Lynette. It doesn't matter at all. You've been sanctioned, and you're going to have to do this. So you can keep blaming other people, but like the people know you're going to be deposed and everything else. And maybe not. Thanks. Too sick to say, man, you get better. Maybe not. You get better. You need to.
Father.
What's up, girl?
I want to open up commissions again.
Oh, you do? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I got some more cards to put in and stuff. Your last one I delayed on there until I could put in one of those cards. I had to get them all out. So I got them one. Look, check this out.
Guys, please support my business. It is very small. I am the only worker.
Yes, we will open up one more next. I'll put out a thing for it. Okay?
I will make anything. I make characters.
Yeah,
I make
she makes
dolls. I make candy, which is a Kid bracelet.
Yeah, you make beaded bracelets, which are candy. Actually, she makes little rings sometimes too. Those
I make rings too.
I have to take a picture of those,
but they have to be small.
Yeah, but
and they'll cost a lot more.
I wanted to get remember the car. So I thought since your first people, Jack's mom, those folks, since they had one, I wanted to send them like a special card and with it. So I had to get them and check that out.
Yeah,
but that's one of the numbered ones from the first comic run.
Yeah,
isn't that awesome? Look at that. Signed Kyung Lee. Beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna send them one of those.
Also, can I talk for a bit?
You can talk for a minute.
I've been making more candy and stuff, and I even attached a Tamagotchi onto one.
Yeah. She actually made a Tamagotchi holder, which is pretty cool.
I will make holders for your things, but I'm not going to buy said things if you want them attached onto a bracelet.
Well,
unless you send them to me, of course, then I'll attach them onto it.
I will let you do another commission.
Also, me and my dad are playing Resident Evil Village again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. So grab that. You see the keychains up there?
Yeah.
You see the third one, the closest to the right?
What?
Pull it. Yeah, pull that out. Pull it. Yank it. Here, bring it over here. Check this out. I wanted to give you this look.
And like we got to
recognize it.
Oh my god, the fetus key.
Yeah, it's the little baby key. Check it out. I thought you might like that for your bag or something.
And we have been playing, and I'm the navigator. My dad says I'm the best.
Yes, she's a very good navigator. When we play.
And I feel bad for Dad because we got to my favorite boss, aka Salvatore Moreau. And I can only imagine what it's like to have your navigator be on the boss's side.
Yes. Somebody your stuffy you're wanting should be on its way, by the way.
I hope it is.
Yes. Somebody likes they may not know what you're talking about though.
Resident Evil Village.
That is a crazy game.
Yeah, and if you know what it is, I have made several fan art pieces of Moreau, and they were insanely hard to make.
Yeah, she made some cool. I'll have to take pictures.
I made a keychain and a paper doll. The paper doll is wrapped full of tape.
They look cool. She makes all kinds of.
Yeah, because like you want to know what's really cool? If you have the supplies, imagination is the limit.
That's true. It's actually good. That's one thing as a kid. It's always great to be able to create. There you go. Check that out. Look at that.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I was mentioning.
I got a key. Yes. I make a lot of crafts because I like making them. If I didn't like making them, I wouldn't make them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
And like I even made like a full body robot thing.
Yeah, you did. I like it.
A fake Tamagotchi.
Yeah, you made a
literal like
paper
radio.
Yeah, you made it out of you made that
with
that record player
with a few toothpicks
you
and some cardstock.
You've made some cool stuff.
I didn't even have a template for the radio.
Hey, let me finish up my super chats. Are you wanting to play tonight?
Yeah, and let me add a few more words. If you like bugs, you're my friend.
I forgot. We caught a
caught a baby stick bug.
Yeah, a walking stick. I haven't seen one in a while. The stick bugs are they look like sticks that walk. We caught a baby, like a tiny little walking stick baby.
Yeah,
I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Yeah. I've been getting more into like digital art because like it's much easier to get the colors instead of paint. Because like paint, I have to like mix everything perfectly. But with digital, I just have to pick a color, put it on, pick a color, put it on.
It's a lot more fun like that. Well, we'll put up one of your.
Yeah, I want to show them my alien persona.
I can't put it up right this second, because I have to mail it over. But pick out one and I'll show it next time, okay?
Okay.
You pick me out one you want to show, okay?
I'm going to make a completely.
We'll have to take some pictures of your crafts and stuff. Actually, what you should do is take some pictures.
Cube.
Huh?
I also made a companion cube out of beads. I can do that.
Cool. Oh yeah, I liked that companion cube. That was cool from Twirl.
Why is my chair full of boxes, Father?
Why is it full of? Because I've been emptying them. We'll take them out the garage though. We'll take them out after we're done, okay? And then we'll play some.
Goodbye.
But I gotta finish up. I'll be done in a few, okay? Oh, she's been. We've been playing Resident Evil Village though, and it's been pretty fun. We've been on a video game kick together. That's good. I like doing that. It's fun to. It's just fun to play together. It's kind of, I like playing video games too, so it's always good. But she's the one, and she was like, "You want to play some video games?" I was like, "Yeah. What do you want to do? Let's play some horror games." I was like, "All right," but maybe not. As I was saying when she came down there, you noted you were too sick to say, "I hope you get better. I hope everything is okay." And love to you for sure. Know that people are there rooting for your wellness. Skipper, thanks for the 5 months there. 5 months as a member seems like 10 years with this case. That's true. Thanks for the last I need the most. Well, thank you for being here, my friend. And yes, this case has been going. It feels like the year in it feels like about 15. It is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And I love that about it, really. Lizard King, thanks for the 3 months there. Depot at courthouse, I'll call it now. There will be a threat that day. Yeah, there'll be something they try to delay with. But here's the thing. Like, what they need to understand when they try a delay tactic, any kind of delay tactic like that, what they need to understand is it won't work. This judge is not, he's not amused. So they need to govern themselves accordingly, because what's going to happen ultimately, they're going to find themselves changing it again. And again, she thinks that she can run up just some giant tab because it's all monopoly money. It's all going to be written off. And that is not the way it's going to work. She's going to run into a wall with that. Honestly, I would explain more to you, Lynette, but I can't wait. Like, the stuff you're going to run into, what you're going to find out is you're going to have less control over things than you've had so far. You think things are going to go one way, but what you're going to do is you're going to run into just all kinds of stuff. And I don't know for a fact what they have planned in that, but I can imagine some of them, and you're not prepared. I mean, you think you can attach these cases to that, but you just opened yourself up for even more, and it's going to be weird and crazy and wild to watch play out. We'll see. We will see. Silverman, he did. Thank you, Patrick, for noting this too. Thank you for the 10. Silverman did the job he was sent to do. Yes, that was to get his friend, the judge, out of the mess Grudge got into. Thomas's knew in December he was in trouble, got his friend involved to limit damages. Well, what's interesting is he got Lynette out, no matter what he was supposed to do in that. I mean, that's an interesting idea there. But what he did is he got Lynette out of it as well. Jeremy was so sick of things that he walked away. He was like, yo, I just want to be done. And it worked for her. But maybe in that too, she thought, well, there's no repercussions because he didn't come after me hard then. I'm not sure. Like I said, I wonder if she would have been sanctioned, like, if he would have gone harder at her and she would have ended up with a $50,000 bill, would that have been real? I don't know. I doubt it, because she was still being told she's going to make buku money. These people have been telling her, there's a payday at the end of the road. You're going to find that rainbow in that pot of gold. It's crazy. Green Veggies, thanks for the 5 there. Sorry, I was high on worth it. Hey, that happens. That happens. When you write something down, hey, it doesn't matter. You know what? Appreciate you being here. Who cares about the rest of it, Oh, it's funny. Sometimes I read stuff people write. I'm like, what is that? Some of it can be blamed on all kinds of reasons, but that is funny. Appreciate you, though. Keith, thanks for the 10. My neighbor's cat is telling my cat I'm poisoning her with cheap cat food. Now Mittens is giving me the stink eye. I'm going to sue my neighbor for the cat's defamation. How dare that cat? How dare it? You sue away. What a monster. What a monster. That's really funny. I love it. Share. Thanks for the 5. Hey, thanks, Tom. Great stream tonight. Love to you and the girl. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And on that, too, I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate the the great stream of it. I think this was a good one. I think it was. For me, I try to give people a complete picture. That's why I pull up the other documents and say, hey, here's A, B, and C. Here's the new order, but this is how we got there. I think that matters in a stream. You don't assume people have seen. You got to remember, like, all of this that's happening, there's so much new every day that I'm glad, like, we do it streamwise. That way we can point out all of this stuff and combine it. Because if you didn't watch these cases play out, God, it's easy to get lost. Honestly, if I didn't know every twist and turn that comes up on a day, and even then I forget stuff. What's up, Tizzy? Thanks for the 5 there. My analytics tell me I lose views when Chase starts singing. That's hilarious. Actually, it's funny if you watch that video when he starts singing. Notice he has live viewers. Watch them; they drop off as he starts singing. It's pretty funny. It's like 309, and it goes backwards from there. It's so funny. Like I said, too, Tizzy, if you, I'm proud for you. I am. You did all the work too, like with all of that. I'm happy that we could point people to your product because you did a good job. I really hope you have a barn video in Star because, the fence video was so good. I would love to see one that really charts the barn as well, and everything that's gone on with that. Because the story's the thing that really makes it crazy. I would actually like to see somebody do this too. If somebody with a lot of free time, you'd have free time to do this, but it would be, I think, a really interesting project. If you took what 2L was saying about the barn project, especially recently after Lynette started talking, versus what Lynette's saying, and compared and contrasted the two tales, the tales of the barn, I would love to see what's the same and what's different. I would really like to see a comparison of those. But thank you, Tizzy. I think you've done a great job, and I hope people check out your channel and you add more. Dart, thanks for the 10 there. I just asked the question about Shizzy because I wasn't seeing them redirect Shizzy. Didn't mean to. You didn't cause any problems, Dart. Actually, it wasn't just you either, Dart. You didn't cause anything, my friend. You know what? You're one of a dozen people or more that's asked the same question. And you know what? You're actually doing a good thing there because you're not stirring drama. See, the people that don't, like, if you have something and you're curious about it and you ask that's good. You know, other people, there's a difference. The people who are like and whisper and do things, that's drama and garbage. You ask like straight up. And like I said, that's good. That's positive, you know, and in that, I think it needs to be addressed though, because there's been like a dozen people that asked it, you know, they don't see redirects or they don't see this or that. And if one person thinks it, then more people think it too. But for whatever reason, again, you for myself too, you have to remember, like for me, I usually don't have guests or do anything like that at all. Like for myself, I ran on my own for the longest time. And having like a co-host on this is a different experience. Now it's fun. I have fun co-hosting with Megan, you know, but it's not something I have really ever done that much, you know. So redirects and things like with Shizzy, you know, it's not a typical thing I think about, you know. Sometimes I remember it, sometimes I don't. But he also covers other things. You know, he was covering other stuff for a little while as well. And when he does that, am I redirecting to something that, you know, is totally different or it fits up, you know. But anyway, I figure, you know, it does bring up the idea that maybe you should have them on. So it's actually a good thing. Like I said, there's nothing negative in it. If you have a question, asking it, there's nothing wrong with asking questions, you know. But you weren't the only one. Like I said, there were, when there's 2 or 3, okay. But when there's about a dozen, okay, there's something like that says other people need to come in. Crystal, thanks for the 2 there. Send something for the girls. Will Ruff said, awesome. That is cool. They will appreciate it too. The oldest has been pulling out all the crafting supplies, showing me stuff that she's made. And, you know, it's been wonderful that she's, you know, you heard her talking about all the things she makes. Well, she's able to do a lot of that because she has all these new craft supplies, and that's awesome, you folks. Thank you. Sticky, what's up, Sticky? How you doing, my friend? Thank you for the year. 1 year, baby. Wow, 12 months. Seems like I've been here forever. You have been here forever. No, thank you, Sticky. I appreciate you, my friend. Travis, hey, brother, what you doing? Thanks for the fun. They've been down and out in pain today. Your shows make me feel better while I'm waiting for the meds to kick in. Love to you and the mods. Chat, things and well wishes. Hey, appreciate you, brother. You know, I know you've been going through a lot there. I'm glad you can sit around. We can laugh at this stupid. We can break it down. We can think, what the heck? Like when I said I looked at that paint chips filings, I thought, what in the world is this dude doing? You know, this is insanity. When you see somebody note the things he did, it blew my mind. So I appreciate you there. Mike, thanks for the 5 there. Wrote song, every move you make is costing you. That's hilarious. Every move you make, it's costing you. I love it. From every breath you take. That's funny. You made did you make a Suno version? Send me a link. I don't watch that. It's funny. Buck naked things would do. Has you paid the ordered funds? Oh, the funds for the bankruptcy? I don't know. I absolutely don't know. Because, you know, before that was their problem, or one of them, they didn't pay the funding. That's a very good question. Has she paid what she's supposed to pay? I don't know. I mean, they made a mess of it last time. What she should be asking herself too is the people she's trusting, they walked her into this mess right here. They guaranteed her there would be no gap in everything, but they made such a mess of filings that she ended up with this. There should have been no gap for Randy to work in. You know, that's on her lawyers. This whole hiccup here, this whole mess up, that's on her lawyers. Because again, even their plan, the plan they laid out, which is a stupid plan, but it's still their plan, they screwed up. I hope she recognizes that. That's so nuts. Terry, thanks for the 5. Does Gigi have a sewing machine that she is teaching you on? No, she does not really. She has like an old school little machine, but I think as she moves forward, maybe we need to look at a sewing machine for her or something. You know, she's been doing a lot of work more by hand, you know, a lot of this stuff. But I think a machine would help her out with some of the stuff she's doing. I think that's a good idea. I haven't really looked into that, to be honest. I don't even think about stuff. I'm glad you said that, to be honest. Kelly, thanks for the replay catch up. Do they not get that a creditor has a choice whether they accept bankruptcy because they can choose a judgment instead also? Yeah, and what they can do a lot of things. I'm not going to go into some of the things that Jeremy Hales will be able to approach too, but she has no idea. Lynette has no idea. She doesn't. She has no idea the scrutiny that this will bring. She doesn't know. And neither does the ecosystem. They have no idea because, see, Hales, I imagine that he will consult people. He and his lawyers, they will consult people that know what the hell they're doing, right? That makes sense, yeah? They're going to consult experts in this. They'll probably consult some lawyers or whatever. Again, I don't know. I don't want to know, to be honest. I want to watch it play out. That'll be fun. So we'll see. Rizilla, thanks for the 2 there. I played that song. I see. Oh my God. I want to hear. I need to repost the it'll be costing you. I think that'll be funny. That'll be good. Let me see. There's another one in here. Give me a second. 1 minute. I see where y'all send the songs to. I'll check those out soon. Also, I'm going to say MM. I'm not sure if, again, if you have a name that like you send a PayPal or something, if there's a certain name you want me to call you by, let me know in the comments part of it too. Okay. Thank you for 10. I appreciate that. Like that's right available too. So I appreciate that as well. Cause it's something I'll turn it into something for the kids right off the bat. So thank you there. I appreciate that for real. Very much so. Thank you. And Kelly, thanks for the 5 there. Also on top of this. So adding to it, it says, I say this because 20 plus years ago, no times changed, but I filed in Florida and 3 creditors came back with judgments and said, that's interesting. So I'm not sure the particulars of everything with bankruptcy. What I do know though, and again, she cannot get this through her head, that there are things that you cannot file off. Let me ask this. Can I discharge debt through bankruptcy that was due to misconduct? So here, check this out. Now with property damage, again, like if they're talking about property damage, they have to do what they can do. It breaks this down. So there's a willful and malicious exception. There's a non-dischargeable debt category that applies to damages you intentionally. Look at this. This is what she cannot understand. Check this out. You can just look it up. Like this is basic. So here, willful and malicious. This is non-dischargeable debt category, applies to damages you intentionally caused to another person or their property. Willful means you intended to cause actual injury, not just that you intended to perform the action that led to it. And malicious means the injury was caused without any excuse, you know. Now, in the creditor, it goes through how that will go, and the bankruptcy court will ask that it be proven. But, oh, they can do that for sure. They are in the process of it. You can't just go in and be like, I'm discharged. Again, if you could do this, then companies that, again, like Big Farm, for example, they would just go in and they would just charge everything from go. They would do it right before they release something because that would get them out of trouble for everything. But it's a stupid idea when you think about it that way. But it's the same thing that she's trying here. It's on a smaller scale, but she's saying cases that haven't even been decided, I'm going to go ahead and try to discharge them, even though, again, these are things that when she did it, like when she brought these lawsuits against people, this was done maliciously. That's what the claims are for. A vexatious lawsuit is a malicious lawsuit. And that is what she is being sued for with like Granger and Granger. She's being sued for that specific thing. So if she thinks she's going to discharge that, she's got another thing coming. She's going to have a real rude awakening. It's going to be amazing to watch play out. It's going to be so crazy. Oh, look at it, man. Knock it off her. Good to see you, brother. Hey there. I hope you get that. Yeah, man. So I knew it would work. I knew it. That's good. There's two. So we were talking about toggling, by the way. You know, I mentioned that earlier. So there's two people that they weren't blocked by the channel. They didn't show up on my block list, but I went in and they sent me a link to them because they couldn't post and they couldn't super chat or anything, but they couldn't post either. I went in, I toggled them, I blocked and unblocked them, and two people now it's worked with. So there's something weird with YouTube. If you have a problem like that, then let me know and we'll try something there. All right, let me do something real quick. 1 second. Is Shizzy on? Shizzy Whiz. Let me see. Shizzy on? Yes. Let me redirect to. I think I'll redirect over to him real quick. Give me a second. It'll take me a minute. Let me set up real quick. I think we'll do a redirect tonight. That can be fun. Let's see. All right, just give me a minute. I want to do a redirect tonight. It'd be good. All right, so I think we are caught up. We are good. Tomorrow, remember, we will be on Megan's channel. Tonight, we will be redirecting you to the dulcet tones of Shizzy Whiz Not. So go over it, tell them Tug sent you Tug Raid. Appreciate you, folks, and we will see you next time.